You're welcome back to Hello Nigeria, and it's time to unveil our Woman Wednesday for this day. Her name is Winifred Otokhina. Winifred Otokhina is a 2017 Mandela Washington Fellow, a lawyer, and the legal coordinator of the Tony May Foundation Sickle-Cell Aid, an organization committed to the care, advocacy, and research of people living with sickle cell disorder. Tony May Foundation was founded as a result of two of her siblings, Anthony and Mary, graduates of biochemistry and law, respectively. The organization has provided free medications to over 500 people living with sickle cell disorder since 2010, and have also carried out campaigns in schools, universities, and communities in Lagos State. Tony May Foundation is advocating for policy that will provide affordable and compassionate care for people living with sickle cell disorder in Nigeria, and they're increasing their advocacy through collaboration with the sickle cell organizations in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Winifred to the show. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so tell us about your congratulations on your successful Mandela Washington Fellowship. Tell us about it, and how did you get in? How was your experience?
I'll say it was a very amazing experience. I was informed by my sister about the application, so I willingly applied for it, and I wasn't really expecting to qualify, but surprisingly, I got qualified. I was selected. I went for the interviews, and then I became one of the
successful applicant.
Yeah, successful applicant, and the rest is history.
You applied as a result of the work you've been doing with the Tony May Foundation.
Yes,
certainly. Yes. So in Washington, or which state did you go to? What did you guys do at the fellowship? Okay,
thank you very much. I went to University of Notre Dame in South Bend, Indiana. And there I learned business and entrepreneurship. So we were in Indiana for 6 weeks, where we were exposed to all kinds of business, innovation, entrepreneurship, social entrepreneurship, where we are being asked, what is your why? Why do you actually do a particular business? And that actually opened my horizon to what I was doing and what value I could bring to my organization.
So you could key in that to Tony May, your work with Tony May?
Yes, as well as my law firm.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, you've come back from the Washington Fellowship. What inspired you in the first place to join the Tony May Foundation?
Okay. Tony May Foundation actually came as a result of the experience we had when we lost two of my siblings, Mary and Tony. Mary was actually a graduate of law, was about to approach the Nigerian law school.
Yes.
Yeah. Then Tony was a graduate of biochemistry. So within a space of 6 months, they died as a result of sickle cell complications.
Must be devastating.
Very devastating. So we decided to honor their memory by providing care for people living with sickle cell, making sure that what happened to us will not happen to other families. And right now we have been doing that. And
so how long has this foundation been on?
We started in 2011. So this should be, this is the 6th year. By next year, we'll be clocking 7 years.
And how's the journey been so far? How do you reach out to people? I'm sure funding is also an issue, and it's very important.
Okay. Thank you very much. So we started, it has been like a snail pace, but a lot of storms here and there, but gradually, because we believed in that course, because we had the passion, so we were motivated to do more, to care for these people living with sickle cell. So we started through the partnership of St. Joseph's Catholic Mission Clinic in Kirikiri Town. We sent invitation, we announced, told people about sickle cell, carried out awareness campaigns in several communities, told them, shared our experiences with them. So they were also moved, and they started coming to our clinics. So every third Wednesday of the month, they're actually doing one now at St. Joseph Catholic Mission Clinic. We carry out this monthly clinic where I provide medications to these people living with sickle cell disorder.
What would you say are some of the general needs for people living with sickle cell disorder?
Yes.
And what kind of care do you provide?
Okay. So the general needs, sickle cell is actually a blood disorder that affects the red blood cells. So most of the time, as a result of the sickle shape of the red blood cells, they get clumped up, and this causes crisis and organ damage most of the time. So they are usually put into traumatizing pains. You can't imagine the pain they go through. I'm also living with sickle cell disorder. So when I go through this episode, it's usually very, very painful. So for you to be able to prevent this, you need to take a lot of water, take a lot of folic acids, take a lot of vitamins, ensure that you have adequate rest. We, on our part, provide this medication, but they are not that, they don't come that cheap. So the burden is really left on people living with sickle cell disorder and their families. There's also a financial burden posed, financial and emotional burden. So we are advocating for affordable health. There's no policy in place right now.
Oh, Nigeria doesn't have a national security
sickle cell policy. Yes, and you'll be amazed to know that 40 million Nigerians live with this disorder, yet there's no policy in place.
That's a huge percentage.
Yes.
And is there any partnership with international organizations that could help in any way? Have you tried to reach out?
Currently, in the past, we have not really had any partnership, but recently, through this Mandela Washington Fellowship, I was able to get a grant from the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria to provide sickle cell kits to 300 people living with sickle cell. So I believe this will go a long way, but we also encourage more partnerships and collaborations with the government, because there's nothing an individual can do alone. If the government can...
Exactly. There's only so much you can do.
Yes. If the government... There are so many NGOs, so many sickle cell NGOs. But if the government can provide policies, people living with sickle cell will live to very ripe and fulfilling age. There's a lady living with sickle cell. She's 92 years old. She has not had any episode of crisis.
So there's a way you could properly manage it and live a very normal life. But government policy, of course, has to key in with what you are doing in terms of affordable healthcare and subsidizing some of these medicines that they need. So what are some of the general myths that people and misconceptions people have of people suffering from sickle cell anemia?
Okay, so they believe that people living with sickle cell disorder do not live up to the age of 21 years. Like I said earlier, there's a lady that lives to 90, she's 92 years old. She celebrated her birthday last week.
Wow.
Yeah. So some other people believe that sickle cell is a disease. Sickle cell is not a disease, it's a genetic disorder that affects the red blood cells.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's not transmittable.
Yeah, it's not transmissible. It's a genetic disorder, like I said.
So what's the general education about sickle cell? Do you have outreach programs to tell young couples to get tested before they get married and see if they're compatible?
Yeah, thank you very much. So every June 19th, we always organize awareness campaigns to schools, to communities, colleges, educating them about the importance of knowing your genotype. Ensuring that they are properly educated about the genotype and make right decisions, because we cannot force them. There's some people that may actually love a particular partner. We just direct them, educate them that this is the consequences.
If you
go so you can make the choice.
I mean, some people get lucky and some don't. But having said that, the important thing is that, look, there are people, like you said, 30 or 40 million Nigerians living in this condition, and we have to put all hands on deck to provide fulfilled life for them so they can function better in society.
Absolutely.
Now, what's the future for the Tony May Foundation? What current projects are you working on?
Yes. Thank you very much. I was just telling you earlier that we are embarking on a project, a sickle-cell self-care toolkit project. So the aim of this project is to reduce the frequency of sickle cell crisis in people living with sickle cell disorder. So this sickle cell toolkit will be distributed to 300 people living with sickle cell disorder in Kirikiri and Ajegunle communities, respectively. The details of the project is going to become known soon. We'll soon be ready with the kit. So by the end of this year, hopefully, we'll start the first phase of the project.
Okay, we would like to enjoin our viewers to call in and ask Winifred any questions bordering on sickle cell and, of course, the work of our foundation. If you have any question you want to ask about this condition, please feel free to call us. She'll be very glad and willing to answer your questions. Yes. So what do you have in that personalized self-care kit?
Okay, thank you very much. Good question. So the toolkit contains an information booklet because education is power. We encourage people living with sickle cell to always educate themselves, ask questions, yes, if they have doubts. So this booklet helps them to understand the different issues affecting sickle cell, the way they can manage themselves, management, yes, and symptoms, management, the care, the symptoms they can look out for people living with sickle cell. If a child actually is living with sickle cell, and what to do, and the best place to go to when they actually fall into a sickle cell crisis, because most people manage this disorder at home, which is not possible.
It could actually make the situation worse.
Yes, it could be aggravated. So that booklet contains adequate information about what to do in case person falls into crisis and place to go to, that's the hospital. So we also have water bottle. Like I said earlier, water is very important. Yeah, you need to stay hydrated. At least 3 to 4 bottles of water a day can help someone living with sickle cell to live a healthy life.
Fantastic. And I would also suggest that you have a lobby group talk to the Ministry of Health and the Senate Committee on Health so as to pass legislation on having a national sickle cell policy. It will go a long way, and it's very important. I must commend you and your foundation for the fantastic work you're doing. Remember, you can call us. The numbers are on your screen, so feel free to call in and ask Winifred any questions you feel she might be willing to, and she's surely willing to answer.
Yeah. Okay.
So, we talked about some of the current myths that people have of people suffering from the sickle cell condition. In what ways do the hospitals help, the government hospitals? Is there any special provisions, and are there discounted drugs?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for that question. So there are some designated hospitals that we encourage people living with sickle cell, especially in Lagos, to go to. For example, Federal Medical Center, Butemeta, provides 50% rebate for people living with sickle cell disorder once you register and pay a token fee of 500 naira. So you have access to 50% rebate.
I mean, that's good information, and like you said, knowledge is power. So how do you select the beneficiaries of this toolkit when the outreach program starts? How would you know who is qualified, and how do you know sufferers of the condition?
Okay, so thank you very much. So there are some times that once you disclose that you live with sickle cell disorder, we register you, like in St. Joseph Catholic Mission Clinic. They have genotype testing facilities. So you can go through that process, we find out that such person is living with sickle cell disorder, and then we you fill out a form, and then we provide you the medications. But during that process, we also conduct the measurement and evaluation to find out if you actually following the instructions as provided in the booklet.
Also, there's a follow-up.
Yes.
It's so holistic
Yes.
approach. Now, before we begin to wrap things up, I want to know what help can family members and good friends provide to people living with the condition? Because, I mean, you can only imagine, but they say only the person that wears the shoes knows where it hurts. So what advice and in what way can they be supportive?
Okay. Families and friends, I'll use my personal experience, can be supportive by encouraging people living with sickle cell to believe that there's nothing they cannot do. They can live a healthy, long and active lifestyle. They can do, nothing is impossible for them. They can go the heights they want to attain. Encourage them. Make sure that when they are sick, they are with them.
Yes.
To follow them every step of the way. Encourage them to take their medications. Encourage them to do the things they are supposed to do. Like, for example, do exercises, not strenuous ones. Take their meds, because I must tell you, I'm talking from experience now. Most people living with sickle cell don't like to take their medications. Encourage them at every step of the way. Provide them the things they will need, like water, making sure they stay hydrated all the time. Encourage them, tell them that they can live everything as in life they want to live, like provide a positive and fulfilling life. Yeah, all these things can make them, like, positive energy can motivate them, make them inspired, and make them feel that they have the highest of worth in the society. And it goes a long way in improving your overall, because it's both mental and physical. And if your mental is in the right place, then your physical will be also in the right place. Winifred, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Thanks for taking time out to discuss the work of your foundation. So how do people that want to partner, if they want to render any help to the Tony May Foundation, how can they be a part of this? What are your social media details? Okay, so you can, thank you very much. So you can visit our website at www.tonymayfoundation.org. Our Instagram page is at TonyMayFoundation_TMF. Okay, Tony May Foundation _TMF. And the website is TonyMayFoundation.org. Yes, please. Thank you very much, Winifred Otokhina. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. And I wish you all the best with the work of your foundation. We'll go on a quick break now, and when we come back, the show continues. Do stay with us.
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love her.